what is going on, Brick Squad? Welcome back to another episode of Building Anaxes in LEGO. This week we have week number 18 after a 2-week break we took last weekend. If you guys remember, I had Brick Fair going on. On a quick note about that, I'll have a vlog coming out tomorrow at 12 p.m. so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But after 2 weeks, this week we got done a decent amount of stuff. We mainly focused on getting that second gunship done. Of course, I'm going to be talking a lot about the platform. I made some pretty significant changes to it, and I gotta say it's pretty close to being finalized. In fact, it's probably like 99% done, so I'm gonna be showing that to you guys today. But of course, let's go ahead and give a huge thank you to our 2 series sponsors here on the channel. Number 1 is gonna be Brick Stuff. If you guys are looking for custom lights to put in your Lego sets, your Lego mocks, or anything Lego related, definitely go ahead and check out brickstuff.com. Link down below in the description, and go ahead and use coupon code TBW10. That's capital T, capital B, capital W10 in your checkout. Save some money. Rob's awesome. Go check out his stuff down below. And last but not least, we have minifigs for you. They have generously supplied the Bad Batch squad of minifigures for Anaxes, so make sure you're checking out minifigsforyou.com down below. They have some of the craziest, best custom minifigures out there, so definitely go ahead, check them out, both of them down below. So I know it's been 2 weeks since the last update. I honestly haven't missed a week in a very long time up until then, and I'm pretty proud of that, but I'm still really motivated, especially now because we have that second gunship done. I'm going to be showing you guys all the new lights that I've added to the gunship platform, as well as the second gunship, and a couple other details that will probably be in the finale of the update. But what's great about this week is we are continuing to get stuff done. Of course, this mock is the biggest project I've ever been working on. It's good to see the mock coming together as it is. I'm really motivated, and of course, filling out the entire landing pad area is also a huge plus. So even though the title probably says something about the gunship, there is still much more content, much more new content for me to show you guys, so definitely don't go anywhere. Of course, before we go ahead and get started with today's video, make sure you're dropping a like down below, and if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Of course, click that bell icon, that way you know as soon as these videos go live, that way you guys can be the first to see these. Now quickly, before we go ahead and continue, I'm gonna actually do this part in the beginning of the video. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who did donate on these live streams this week. The largest donations, we had the Brick Guy 99 with $150 through YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, my man. We also had Prison Mike. We had Cult of Christensen, who I believe is Mal, so shout out to you, Mal. We also had GRR Newman, and then people who donated through Streamlabs are gonna have Pow the Clone. We have Fresh Bricks, and we have a couple other people. Well, I'm not sure if this is your real name or not, or your Lego name, but then there are also 2 other people whose first names are Lars and Ikram. Hopefully I said that right. I won't give your last name, but huge sincere thank you to you guys. Honestly, it's super awesome to build and have fun with you guys, and of course receive your generous donations. So huge thank you to all you guys for supporting the mock project. I will be updating the tier list of people who will be included as sig figs in the mock. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and continue on to week 18 of Building Anaxes in LEGO. Alrighty, so as with every segment, of course, we start off with this overhead shot, and of course, you're going to notice a couple of different things here with the right side of the MOC. If you guys remember, the past couple of weeks, we've been working on finishing that side. In fact, that's something I probably will do for this next segment, is like getting all the final details done. But for this week, we got a second gunship, and more importantly, we have a finished landing pad with both the gunships. So, of course, I'm going to be showing you guys all about this. Now, of course, the design is not mine. For those of you who, for some reason, don't know already, this is the Brick Vault version. David Buchholz reached out to me in the beginning of the series, wanted to know if I could use these gunships, and I instantly fell in love with this design. You guys can buy the instructions and all that kind of stuff from brickvault.toys. So this right here is the gunship that we've had for quite a long time. In fact, it's probably one of the first series segments that I did way back in the summer, and now we finally have the second one. So of course, there's nothing crazy to talk about. We'll talk about the gunship first, and then more importantly, we'll get to what's actually like on the floor of the landing pad itself. But the gunship isn't really something necessarily new. Like I said, you guys have seen this before, so in terms of like what it looks like and all that kind of stuff, it really shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. But just to give you an idea of what I'm going for, I think this is the angle I'm gonna have both the gunships at, kind of like them diagonal. That way they're not like encroaching on the front main road over there, if that makes sense. But I do like having two gunships. I remember earlier in the series, I did debate on whether or not I wanted one gunship or maybe two buildings, or two gunships in one building. And I'm definitely happy with the way that I did it, because it does kind of make the fort feel complete. I don't know what it necessarily is, but when you get a nice overhead shot of the entire thing, just seeing two gunships right there kind of makes it look super awesome. So I'm really, really happy with how that came out. And of course, like I've been saying, none of this is to scale. It's kind of impossible to scale this entire fort in just the small space I have, but I'm really happy with how it's going around. So in terms of what this platform is going to look like in the finale, I kind of have some minifigure clone troopers here just kind of patrolling around. I'm still waiting on getting the pilots for the gunships themselves. But you can see, I mean, I'm going to have a lot more minifigures here. This is probably only about, I don't know, a quarter of the minifigures that I have that are kind of just around the entire MOC. But I will have a whole bunch of minifigures, probably at least a squad per gunship. And then, of course, the pilots and the officers and stuff like that. But in terms of the gunships, there they are. I got to admit, they are beautiful. I love them. I don't know what it is about this design of gunship, but I just like it the most. But that's kind of about the gunship. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the actual textures and new things that I've added onto the platform. So let me actually remove these gunships to give you guys a better look. Now, if you remember, at least one of the gunships and both landing pads, and there used to be gaps and stuff like that, no lights, anything like that. Well, I wanted to include something that was different, something that was more unique to provide you guys with some newer content. So a couple of things I have added. First off, there used to be major gaps in between the landing pads here, and what I essentially did was use a couple of pieces from my spare bins, a couple of parts I've gotten from Blaine's World, and a few other just kind of endeavors throughout the past couple of months. Now, of course, the idea with this divider was for two reasons. Number one, to minimize the space in between each platform, because they are snot techniques, so they're not kind of bolted into the ground. But what I also wanted them to do is to cover up the lights. Now, of course, you guys will see back here, we have 3 Lego battery lights and one of the brick stuff lights, and of course I'll show you guys what that looks like lit up in the dark towards the end of the video. But one of the big reasons why I actually did make this sort of divider was to actually hide the lights, because there are lights in the corners of all of the landing pads and right here as well. So for instance, right here you can see all the battery boxes, which I still have to find some way to cover up. I'm probably just going to do some really super cheap, easy way to cover it up. But all the wires, for instance, for these 2 lights right here, they run through the middle. So I guess that's kind of like a good way to explain it. I wanted a way to minimize the way that the wires are seen. And I actually went into my old Kessel MOC bin and pulled out a couple of the pipes and slopes and stuff like that, and I think it gave it a pretty cool look. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of the pipes. I kind of like them. I think they add a cool little thing. I could also later on make it look like the pipes are feeding like gas and fuel into the actual gunship. So let me know what you're thinking of that. But what's great about this is that now all these parts are sturdily connected. They won't move, which is great, which is also a big negative of snot like this, because they can kind of move around. It's like I said, it's not bolted onto a stud on the base plate. So what's great about this is that these dividers not only hide the lights and add a really cool level of detail, but they do lock it in, which is also great. Now, as far as the lights go, let me actually put them on and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the dark. Alright, so after I turn on all the lights and turn off the lights in my room, this is what the area looks like. Now, I do apologize because it's just natural light going on right now, so it's not completely like pitch black, but hopefully this gives you a really good idea. I'll walk through all the lights that are in here. First off, these top ones are from Brick Stuff that I've been raving about for the past however many segments at the beginning, guys. These lights are so easy to use, and if you use my coupon code, it's pretty reasonable pricing. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out brickstuff.com. And then the other lights I have are actually the Lego battery box lights. I just have them going underneath a Technic brick, and then basically have a 1x1 trans clear cylinder, and that kind of gives it that little like lamppost vibe. But that's the entire landing pad. I gotta say, this thing looks absolutely BA, not gonna lie. I'm in love with this site right here because I love lights, first of all. It's something that I really want to include more in my mock. A huge inspiration for lights is actually Rich Boy J's Vardos, which looked godly sexy. So I do want to continue adding new lights, and I'm going to try and honestly look for more ways to add lights. But I mean, for a landing pad, I think this kind of gets the job done. You know, we have like the spotlight areas where they can signal the gunships to land, and then of course on either side of each landing pad on the four corners we have these lights, and I think it just looks fantastic. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys this week. Hopefully this definitely warrants a segment. I wanted to give you guys something new to look at, obviously, other than just the gunship, and I think I did just that. So let me know what you're all thinking of the lights so far. But this entire thing is really coming together, and I cannot be more happy with how everything's honestly playing out. And I think adding the dividers, getting the final sort of details on this landing pad this week is a really cool thing, and especially just seeing those lights. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. But that's going to wrap up this aspect of the video. Let's go ahead and head to the outro of today's segment. Alrighty, so there it is. That concludes week 18 of building Anaxes in Lego. As always, guys, let me know what you're thinking of everything so far. I tried to include newer content. I know the gunship is cool, but it's kind of boring since we've already gotten that. So I wanted to include a few different things, obviously, to make these updates and segments more interesting other than just talking about the gunship. But of course, the gunship, if I did not mention this before in the video, is not my design. It's David Buchholz, also the one on Brick Vault. So I think it's really nice at this point we have the landing pads done. It's kind of just another section of the mock that's completely done. Now, of course, we still have the gaping hole of the medical bay, and that is something that I'm really working on. I'm having an immensely difficult time doing it, and I wouldn't be surprised if we move to the outside of the fort and then come back and revisit the medical bay, because essentially I have the formation of the building done, like I have the outline of it done, but the roof is just really hard just because of the way the medical bay is. So I'm having a lot of difficulty with that. I'm probably gonna take a break from it and then come back to it and revisit it. So in terms of the future updates, I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna be doing next. I might even maybe extend the snot pathway and maybe even start the mountain. But the truth of the matter is I don't have the medical bay done. Maybe I can start building the medical bay and revisit it throughout a couple of segments, but I wouldn't be surprised if next week like we get the last two watchtowers done and then we move completely to like starting the outside and starting all the terrain to be in between that last back wall and then the mountain. So, but if you guys have any suggestions for the medical bay, any studio files, LDD files, or anything like that, make sure you're contacting me Instagram or Twitter at TheBrickWiz, or my email, which should be down below in the description. But I'm not entirely sure what the next few segments are gonna be like. Also, a quick update, I am pretty much scrapping my December 25th finale. I don't think I'm gonna be done by then, but it also makes sense for me to kind of keep working past that because the Clone Wars does come out in February, and of course this is a Clone Wars mock, so I'm not gonna necessarily stretch out the mock. I'm still gonna get a lot of stuff done and not like purposely slow down the progress, but I think just relaxing and taking it through January and leading into February, I think it's just a smarter thing. So as far as I know right now, there is not going to be a finale for Anaxes on December 25th, but I will have some pretty cool content coming for you guys on that same day, so make sure you stay tuned. But overall, I mean, the inside of the fort's coming together. I'm probably going to hit studio this week and start trying to design the mountain and the actual like mountain wall doors. So it's kind of funny because Crate was one of my last projects, and this kind of is the same concept. It's obviously very different, but it's kind of the same concept of a wall and a mountain. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have too much difficulty with doing that or designing that, but I guess we'll see in the coming weeks. Once again, everyone, thank you so much, especially a huge thank you to you guys who are joining the live streams. I think you guys are having a great time. I know I had a blast. Make sure, again, you guys are subscribing down below and stay tuned for those live streams. I mean, you could see the progress before these videos. You'd be one of the first people to actually see the progress live in person, so that's definitely a huge plus. And of course, thank you to everyone who did donate. And last but not least, thank you to you guys. You watch this right now. I appreciate all your support, your love. I love you guys. Once again, guys, make sure you're staying tuned. Tomorrow, we're gonna have a vlog coming out from Brick Fair. It's pretty funny, pretty unconventional too, so I think you guys are gonna like it. Stay tuned for more Should You Buys, more live streams, more stuff like that. Also, this week, Jedi Fallen Order comes out. We are going to be playing that here on the channel live with you guys. So again, it's just so many reasons for you guys to stay tuned. I don't know why you wouldn't want to, but that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you all enjoy. I'll see y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.